What's up, Richard, man? Welcome back to the Protest Sports Network. This your boy Tone. I'm back with another video, man. If I get to AGCG, I'll go to golf. I'll golf right now. Golf window pay with for OEIG and put them in today's video. Come out with another one. This one is talking about 3 people that must step up for in order to Commanders to make the playoffs. I talked about my predictions for the last 4 games of the season, how we would look. I believe I said 9-7-1 in the 7th seed in the NFC playoffs, but some people have to step up. I know we have been 5-1-1 since Taylor Heineke has started. We've been 6-1-1 since our 1-4 start. But we're still making some mistakes, and we're still doing some things that could cost us ball games, and actually already cost us a ball game during this hot streak we've been on. All right, so number one, 2 of these guys are coaches. 2 of these guys aren't players. I'll give you an honorable mention as well. So number one, Scott Turner. Scott Turner has to step up and be better. Play calling. His play calling has been atrocious at times, and it's cost us a game, cost us the Vikings game with his horrendous play calling. Also, another thing that Scott Turner needs to do is trust Taylor Heineke more. If you guys are going to start Taylor Heineke, you have to trust him. Like all this, I'm with 23 pass attempts, or I'm going to he threw 41 passes in the last game, and not a necessity. Like that was cool, but I think the Giants game we probably could have ran more. But the other games, like for example, the Texans game, he put the ball like 25 times. Like, bro, against a team without their best corner, you need to throw the ball a little more than that, man. Like a little bit more, 30, 32, something like that. Like I think we need to throw the ball just a little bit more. The run game has been great, which has been a fact, but our passing game has to be better. And in order to do that, you have to try it more, obviously. So Scott Turner be better. I was play calling, skimming guys open, especially guys like Terry McLaurin and things of that nature. I know he's been eating, but he's been eating off his own merit and not Scott Turner getting him open. So scheme these guys open better. Scheme Jahan Dotson open more as well. And this offense should definitely be better if he calls better plays. So number one, Scott Turner. He has to call better plays. And also another thing I want him to do is be more consistent with the identity of the team. We threw the ball too much last week. Have a little bit more of a balance. Like Brian Robinson had 96 yards on 21 carries. That's over 4 yards a clip. Run the ball more. But in critical situations, you took the ball out of Taylor Heineke's hands, and instead of, all right, it's 3rd and 10, let's get to Terry, you call a draw. Bro, come on, dude. Come on. 3rd and 4, you call a screen? And the screen game has not worked all game. That's what I mean. He has to be better. That's pitiful. So, number 2, Ron Rivera. I was specifically saw the Giants game here, but he also didn't trust Taylor Heineke. And it seemed like both Ron and Scott are not trusting Taylor. It's like, yeah, we're winning with Taylor, but we don't trust him. If you're going to start him, trust him. Don't be conservative trying to play for a tie. Don't do that. And it almost costs us the game. If Graham Gano hits that field goal, that costs us a ball game. We were lucky to come out that tie. They were playing for a tie. They were coaching for a tie. That's pitiful. Yes, Ron Rivera has been better with not throwing a challenge flag and not making egregious mistakes, but his time management is still bad. Work on that during the bye week. I hope you worked on that, bro. Please. Fix that. Fix it. And your timeout management has to be better. Manage your timeouts better. That would be great. So Ron has to be a little better than he has been. You know who has been great? Shout out to Jack Del Rio. Been great. Been great since week 4. Been great. Been great. Shout out to Jack Del Rio. Shout out to Jack Del Rio. Next. This is a player now. We talk about the coaches. Taylor Heineke has to play better. Yes, he had a great drive at the end of regulation versus the Giants to tie the game up. That was masterful. I need 60 minutes of good Taylor Heineke. Can I get that, please? That would be great. That would be great. 30 pass attempts from Heineke. Can you be consistent like 22 for 30? 220 to 240? A touchdown? No picks? And no almost picks, please? Can you make sure not being close to being picked off? Please, please. Because these almost picks are going to turn to picks. When you play teams like San Francisco, teams like Cleveland, who know how to turn the ball and force turnovers and know how to make you turn the ball over, these almost picks that Julian Love's been dropping, and these other guys been dropping in these games, AJ Terrell, let me name a few more, or can I stop now? He has to be better at making sure the turnover-worthy plays are not there. Because eventually these turnover-worthy plays are going to turn into turnovers. He has to be better at that. Oh, he turned the ball over than Wentz. Wentz had way less turnover-worthy plays than Taylor Heinicke has. Taylor Heinicke's been very, very fortunate that these plays have not turned to interceptions. He has to be better at making sure the game does not come down to him turning the ball over. And that's why a lack of trust has been forged with Scott and Ron and Taylor, because he has put the ball in harm's way too many times and we have gotten away with it. He has to be better at making sure the ball is not going into harm's way. Also, another thing with Scott Turner, to piggyback on Scott Turner, roll out Taylor more. Let him use his mobility. Call more zone reads. Make it easier for him so he doesn't have to think that the whole world's on his shoulders. If you're going to play him, make it easy for him. If you're going to turn Taylor Heinicke into a pure pocket passer, you might as well just play Carson Wentz. If you're going to do that. The reason why you're playing Taylor Heinicke is because of his mobility. Not because he's a drop-back pocket passer. You're going to dice you up for 350 and 3 TDs. Because his mobility, the way he can help this offensive line as bad and putrid, not get him killed. That's why you're playing Taylor Heinicke. And also because you want to run the ball and you want to play a much more conservative game plan, and you, for some reason, can't think you can do it with Wentz, so you're doing it with Heinicke. And I'm not asking for a quarterback change, so don't hit me in the comment section, please. I'm just saying, if they're not going to trust him, don't play him. If you're going to play him, trust him. That is all. So those are my 3 guys that need to step up. Ron needs to be stepping up with his clock management skills and also his management of timeouts. Scott Turner needs to be better with play calling in general. Get Antonio Gibson in space, please. That would be great. You're mishandling one of your best players on offense. It's another problem I have. Week 1, you were so great using Gibby. Why can't you do that every week? Gibby led the team in catches in week 1. Do you understand that? Gibby was phenomenal. Gibby was phenomenal in the Packers game. He was phenomenal against the we had another good game against. Even the Vikings game, he was solid. Use him in space, bro. Why can't you call screens for Antonio Gibson? Why you call screens for Curtis Samuel? I know Curtis Samuel is great in space. I get that. But the running back screens have been better over the past 2 years than the wide receiver screens. It's not Trent Williams and Brandon Sheriff on these kickout blocks. It's Andrew Norwell and Charles Leno. Leno is slow as hell. He's not slow as hell, but he's a lot slower than Trent Williams is. And Andrew Norwell and Trey Turner are too slow. So call running back screens. Those are easier to block. You can go right, instead of you going all the way to across the formation, you're going at least like 5 or 6 yards less diagonally, less horizontally, which allows them to actually kick out these blocks on these running back screens rather than trying to do these on these wide receiver screens, which they had to go across the field and kick out these blocks, and they can't do it. They're not athletic enough. Period. So that's my thing on that. Scott Turner's be better at getting Gibby in space. Using the running backs better. I know you've been using Brian Robinson very well, which has been great. But Antonio Gibson's a great 1-2 punch along with Brian Robinson. And in order to take this offense to a new level, get Antonio Gibson in space. Give him something else to worry about. Play both backs in the backfield. So they're going to give it to Gibby in space, or they're going to give the ball to Brian Robinson. We don't know. Make it more innovative. Get more creative, Scott. And you had 2 weeks to prepare for this Giants game. I expect to see a lot more creative game plan than I saw in week 13. That would be great. Okay? Okay. So Scott Turner needs to be better with that. Ron needs to be better with clock management, timeout management, and Taylor Heinicke has to be better at not having turnover-worthy plays. These turnover-worthy plays against better defenses will turn into interceptions. So he needs to be careful of where he's throwing the ball at and where he's forcing the ball at. Nothing wrong with forcing the 17. I understand that because Terry McLaurin's an absolute dog. But you have to make sure the ball does not get in harm's way. Because when it gets in harm's way, eventually they'll turn to turnovers. And turnovers turn to losses, just like it did early in the season with Carson. Carson did have more touchdowns than interceptions, but his turnovers were costly. I'm going to call him out on that. I don't hit me with the you're a Wentz fan. I will call Carson Wentz out when he's wrong. And the turnovers he had in the Eagles and Cowboys game single-handedly lost both ball games. If he doesn't turn the ball over 5 times in those games, you know what happens? We probably split. But instead, he turns the ball over 5 freaking times, or 4 times, actually. Yeah, 4 times, because he turned over once in the Eagles game and 3 times in the Cowboys game. He had 4 turnovers in 2 weeks. That's going to cost you ball games in the National Football League. And these plays that Taylor Heinicke has been getting away with against a team like San Francisco, a team like Cleveland, a team like Dallas, you're not getting away with those. Those are going to be turnovers, and we're going to get blown out. So he has to be better at taking care of the football. He has to be better at that. Don't just look at the numbers and say he's taking care of the football. That's bull jive. That's bull crap. He has to be better at taking care of the football. He has to be. It's crucial. We don't score a bunch of points, and we don't have a bunch of explosive plays offensively. So he has to take care of the football. He has to. It's paramount to take care of the Duke, as Louis T would say. Paramount for Taylor Heinicke to take care of the football. Other than that, when I look at the film of Taylor Heinicke, I had no other complaints. He doesn't hold the ball too long like Carson has. Also, the arm strength isn't there. I know that. He's noodle armed. I already understood that. I've already kind of come to grips with that. Taylor doesn't have the arm. That's it. He doesn't have the arm. I can deal with it. Like what I cannot deal with is him putting the ball in harm's way every damn week. Excuse my French. Stop putting the ball in harm's way. Because eventually we're going to turn the ball over and we're going to lose ball games because you don't know how to keep the ball out of the opposing team's hand. So he almost threw 2 interceptions in the Giants game to Julian Love both times. Julian Love happens to drop both of them. And almost threw another one to Fabian Moreau. Dangerous. Be careful, Taylor. Be careful, man. That's going to do it for me, man. What do you guys think about this video? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you think I'm a little bit critical of Taylor Heinicke's turnover where he plays? Also, is there anything else that you want to see Taylor Heinicke fix going into this Week 15 matchup in the home stretch to make the playoffs? Also, what are your thoughts on Scott Turner and his play calling? Do you think it's been bad, or do you think I'm being an a-hole about it? Let me know. And also, what do you think about Ron Rivera, my criticism of Ron Rivera of the challenge flag and also the timeout usage and the time management skills that he has been lacking this year? We got to be in the comment section down below. That's going to do it for me, man. Like, comment, subscribe to the Protest Sports Network. Also, turn on notifications. Always get your Protest Sports video at the Protest Sports Network. You guys put God first, hit this COVID and this monkeypox. Always remember you're not most athletic talent in your sport choice. No professional on the field, technically sound. You will also overcome like a talentless power dedication, man. Protest fans don't always have a great one, guys. Also, most importantly, stay positive, stay healthy, stay safe, and more importantly, stay blessed. You guys have a great one. Let me know if you got in the comment section down below, and I'll catch you guys on the next daggone video, folks. Peace.